This is Rogues on the Road with Matt Froman and Rich Marshall, where we talk food, travel, craft beverages, and everything in between.
And we are back.
We're back. You're back.
I'm back. You're back.
You're alive.
And welcome to Rogues on the Road, where we talk food, adventure, travel, and a little bit of everything in between.
Yes. And this week, there's definitely everything in between, because we're focused a little bit on you tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And but we're back.
We're back. You're back. And
we should start with a typical beverage before we move on to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So tonight's beverage, before we kind of dive deep into the show, is we're going to highlight something that hasn't happened at all. This is a first in New York State, and it's happening more and more. This is a sake, artisan sake out of Brooklyn called Brooklyn Kura, and that's the bottle right there. This is a first artisan sake in New York State.
That's this guy?
That is this guy right here. It is, we'll go into the details on that and kind of what's happening in the world of sake kind of in New York State. And we thought it'd be kind of cool. We have a cider that's kind of Japanese inspired by a friend of ours at Cider Brew Company, Chris. Kind of had a Reese's peanut butter moment. And, instead of Reese's peanut butter cups, it was cider and miso. So we'll try that. And but the sake is the first to try, and we've got some of it warm. And we'll talk about that after we kind of figure out where the hell you have been.
Well. Most of you know I was out in South Korea performing in the luge. And as I was about to go for the gold medal, sort of went over my ass and messed my leg up.
That's an awesome story.
Alternatively, it was the cold evening of February 10th, where our good neighbours invited us over for an evening of tacos and Olympic watching.
Oh, so there's some Olympics involved in that.
There was. It wasn't purely about me and drinks.
All right.
And my wife and I went over. We had a great night. Heading back it was a little icy. It was just after a big snowstorm and then rainstorm and turned into an ice storm.
Yeah, we all remember that. Literally
walking, 100 feet from their house to my bedroom, halfway up their driveway, slipped on my ass. Thought it was hysterical at first until I tried getting off the floor and realized my foot was not attached to my leg any further.
Oh my God.
Yes. So, fuck knows what happened after that. I guess I went into shock, tried to put my foot and leg back into place where I thought they were supposed to be. Put my hand under my ankle, which felt like a bag of stones with all my nerve endings sort of molded in there, and screamed the neighborhood down.
And at this point, you didn't know how bad.
Not at all.
Right, until you sent me the x-rays.
Yeah, we had the, my wife's like, do you think you need an ambulance? I'm like,
no, just walk it off, mate.
Yeah. Give it a shake and we get to go.
Walk it off. It's the Olympics.
Yeah.
Rub some whiskey on it.
Yeah, there you go.
She's like, I don't know how to do that. I've never called for an ambulance before. I'm like, 911, let's try that. So they
oh my God.
So they were there in like 10 minutes. They were awesome. They couldn't get the ambulance to me because of all the ice. So they came trekking down the driveway. EMT wanted to grab my leg. I told him to fuck off at that point because it was so painful.
Yeah.
Managed to get me to the emergency room. That was interesting. Did the X-ray? The X-ray technician went straight for my foot to lift it up, and nearly punched him in the nuts.
Yeah.
And so, with the team, we managed to get me in a position for the X-ray. They X-rayed it, and the whole ER team went, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I think you got a picture of what they came up with.
Yeah, it was up just for a second.
There it is.
That is a horrific tib.
Yeah, so broke the tibia and the fibia. They couldn't get my my winter boot off, so they left it on for the X-rays.
It gives it a little more drama, I think.
Yeah,
but you were so lucky.
I thought those were like pins. Those are your laces.
Yeah. That's my boot. They couldn't get it off, and so they decided to X-ray with that on.
Wow.
So they hooked me up to the EKG. Took a bit of time coming back to me, and they said, we've got two bits of bad news. Which one do you want first? And I was expecting one piece of good, one piece of bad, but
We're going to have to amputate.
It was two negatives. So the first bit of bad news was my heart went into AFib, which is an irregular heartbeat. They assumed it was from the shock and the pain, but they couldn't be sure of that. So they couldn't do any surgeries or any hard painkillers until they got that under control. And the second bit of bad news was he had to align my tibia from one end to the other manually to get it in place before they could put a temporary cast on it.
And they gave you ketamine?
After the fact, yeah. That was some good stuff.
Yeah, you probably don't remember much.
Special K, man.
That's what they give you when you don't want to remember.
Yeah. My wife said it was the funniest thing ever. She's marrying me again after that. But yeah, I heard a beep on the machine. I said to her, am I dead? She's like, no, you're good. So they realigned it. They put a wet cast on, and then I went to the cardiology ward for 2 days until the AFib had disappeared. And then they decided they could do surgery because I've been in the wet cast. My leg had formed all sorts of blisters, which they had to scrape off, which was delightful. And then they explained the surgery to me. So basically what they did, they made an incision in my kneecap.
Oh, God. Day, one of our fans just commented, did we ever get a ambulance stuck? Day, that joke will never get old. I will explain that in just a second.
Yeah, I'm a bit lost on that one. But thanks, JJ.
Yeah. Day.
Day?
Yeah. Brewster Fire.
Oh, there you go. No, not you, mate. So what they did, they had a 2-foot drill. They drilled through my tibia, and then they got a big, long titanium rod. They hammered that shit down my tibia to meet the broken bit, pinned it, one at the top, one at the bottom, wrapped me up, and sent me home the next day.
Yeah, but I mean, up to that point, you had sent me the X-ray that morning, and you're like, "Oh, it's bad," and I looked I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's a horrific break, and a bunch of us. Well, I came over to the hospital to see you, and you were in very rough shape. And one of the things with these breaks is you usually get surgery right away,
right?
Because the pain is just horrific, and every second that you don't have surgery, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
And every move you make, it's amazing, how every part of you is affected by another part of you. So even
you had me move your foot less than a millimeter.
Yeah. And I was screaming
in pain. Yeah, I mean, it was you should not have been that way for that long without having surgery. Because the second he went into surgery, and you came out, we're waiting in the waiting room, and it's funny. The hospitals. We're going to talk a little bit about hospitals tonight and food, and it was like you were in an airport lounge. So it had Rich's name up. Had him in recovery.
Arrival time.
Departed.
Right.
Departed. Dearly departed.
Right.
Like, send flowers.
Rest in peace.
And you're like, so you're watching this fucking thing. And
like
you're
a stock market
You're
ticker.
like, this is our friend, our family. And we're like, and it was taking so long. And we're like, what is going on?
Right.
And your wife, God bless her, was like,
she's been awesome.
Yeah, calm as a cucumber and just amazing.
Yeah.
And you came out 3.5 hours later. It was supposed to be like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, hey, mate. Yeah, I'm good.
At that point, it's just a relief that it's stable,
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was just moving around and not happy.
Yeah, you had a completely different look on your face after that. So
Sorry.
So now what is so you had the surgery. What is you're in recovery now. You're out of work, obviously, for quite some time.
They signed me off till May, and basically my leg is healed really well. It's mainly the pains in my ankle, just through all the swelling and everything. So I've been having physical therapy on and off. At the moment, I'm doing 50% weight bearing. Hopefully within the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be 100% weight bearing.
Good.
And I'll be out cutting the grass. So that's the plan.
We've got to plan our next trip, man.
We do.
No ice, though.
No ice.
Yeah, no ice.
And this snow just keeps on freaking trucking.
I know.
I'm done, man.
Yeah.
And I can't get out much and shovel, so my wife's been doing it all. So good girl.
That's why.
She's a good girl.
And then 3 months later, I was faking it the whole time.
The whole time. I had the doctor make up those X-rays.
I didn't get to shovel the entire month of March.
She's supposed to be in Florida right now, so she cancelled that trip and everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Well,
that's devotion for you.
So hopefully, within the next 2 weeks when we come back, you can't see it, the people that are watching, but we've got some wheelchairs and walkers and
baby strollers,
baby stroller, drool bib,
EAD machine.
Yeah,
that's right. Catheter.
Yeah, that needs emptying, by the way.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that for you.
Yeah, I know.
I'd do it again, man.
Thank
Not
you.
a problem, man.
Thank you.
Because that's what friends are for.
That's true. Yeah. Don't ask me to do that for you, Rich.
You wouldn't do it?
No, don't.
I'd try a brew or something out of it. The Pissner.
That's right.
We could have done the Pissner.
We could have done the Pissner.
Yeah.
You should have mailed it to the company instead, and see if they would have used it.
You and no one supplies. Here you go.
That's right.
That's right. And it'll get you high at the same time because of all the drugs that are in you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, cheers.
It's good to be here.
It's good to have you back. We were all worried about you.
Wrong
and
This is
cheers.
the sake.
So this is the sake. This is out of Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn Kura. It's a lighter, fruity sake. It's kind of more on the drier end.
And not as ricey as most sakes.
Oh, this is good.
Right?
Yeah, because this isn't Geekamin. This isn't mass-produced out, on a giant sake brewing plant. It's got a lot of complexity to it. It's definitely soft, but a phenomenal sake. Like, this is where a sake should be. I'm assuming, and I spoke to the guys very briefly at Brooklyn Kura to try and find where to get this. I could only get this at Union Square Wines and Liquor in New York City.
I thought you were going to say the Chicos.
The Chicos, darling.
That's right.
The Chicos, yeah. So it's kind of hard to get right now because there's a big buzz about it. But if you can find it, it's Brooklyn Kura. We'll obviously post it on Facebook, under the podcast, after the podcast.
And sake is in what family again?
So sake is technically a beer. It's brewed.
See, I always thought it was a rice wine.
Right. And I mean, you can get some higher alcohol percentage, and when you drink it warm, it has the same experience as a spirit. Right.
Okay.
So a lot of people think it's distilled. It's not distilled.
Smooth.
It's technically
Tastes
a beer.
like wine.
Right.
Yeah.
And the process is phenomenal. It's a really, really cool process. I hope the guys at Brooklyn Kura, have it open because it is just a really amazing process of how you basically convert sugars in the rice, and you add a mold, and it's really, really complex. Well, not complex. It just needs to be done correctly.
Right.
I made it once. It was horrific. It was absolutely horrific. So I would.
Yeah, I remember that. That was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was like
compost
it was like
material.
a good Roquefort soaking in sake. It didn't really work out. So it's great to see this. And the other thing too that's happening in New York State, the Culinary Institute of America just signed with a sake producer from Japan. They're buying basically a defunct A&P shopping center about a mile from the Culinary Institute. And again, we'll post this online as well. They're opening up a sake brewery as well. But this is going to be producing over 350,000 gallons a year. So this is going to be big, or capable of doing it.
Right.
It's going to bring, tens of jobs.
Just tens of jobs?
Yeah.
I think like
maybe
82, something like that. Again, like if you go up to, like breweries are all automated now.
Gotcha.
So
right. You don't need a lot.
Isn't it a computer expert?
Right. One guy works for Red Hook Brewery.
It's like those big shipping container ships.
Yeah, exactly.
Like two people run it.
Yeah. So a lot of it's automated, but there's going to be a lot of like classes and hands-on and just what it's like to bring traditional sake. I'm not going to put down Geekamin, but this mass-produced. It sounds like mass-produced, but it's not super mass-produced. So there's going to be some cool stuff happening in that world. We've got cider, we've got beer, we've got sake, and so
is it the new bourbon of New York?
I think it's I think we're going to see a lot of trends with countries and their traditional beverages, especially fermented beverages. There's a lot of wild stuff out there, and I think as people taste and want to have it made here, it's just a new thing. And if you're a hipster, you just watch it on YouTube and then you start making it.
Bam!
Boom!
You got a business.
Right, you got a business. So The other, this.
Yeah.
Can
That's
we
the
see
cider,
this?
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just posted this on our Facebook page and Instagram. This is Diner Brew Co. Chris at Diner Brew Co. He's upstate. No, he's not upstate, but that's what the New York Times said today. It was
Where is he? Bedford?
It was on the New York Times. Should I turn it more?
Yeah.
There we go.
And I got it on the website.
Oh, you got it. And he's actually Mount Vernon. So is that really upstate? No.
No, it's actually south of here.
Yeah. Right.
So go figure.
right.
Mount Vernon's on the border of the Bronx.
Yeah. So this guy is an artisan. His knowledge of yeast, which sounds to some people maybe boring, but
I went somewhere else with it, but okay.
Is
Sorry.
we could go a lot of places with that. Just a phenomenal brewer, and Diner Brew Company is putting out some really, really beautiful ciders. The cider that you guys are gonna try, I've never tried this before.
Right?
We picked this up at Brew & Co. in Bedford, New York. This is that Reese's Peanut Butter moment. So he was drinking cider
Okay.
and having miso soup. Miso, if you don't know, is a fermented soybean.
Love miso soup.
Right.
I never tried it.
It's a living organism. You know, it's fermenting soybean, and it has that amazing taste to it. And you can get organic soybean, miso, and all sorts of different. He put the two together and created a miso-inspired cider.
Very good.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Miso won it.
Miso won it so much.
Yes,
so,
got it.
so cheers to this. That's our second beverage for tonight.
right.
So cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see what we think.
Tastes like cider.
Yeah.
You get a little salty, briny
Sweet.
miso. You don't lose the cider.
No, right, not at all.
Like, you know you're drinking cider.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like the soup to me.
It
No,
doesn't,
I
but I
wouldn't.
get a lot on the back
On the back end, right? Yeah.
that I'm not sure what it is unless you told me it was miso. But I would drink this and eat sushi and sashimi all day long. You won't.
I will try it.
You don't eat sushi, do you?
I don't. I went through a phase and then had it like every other day for 6 months, and then I went,
okay.
And then I went, I'm done.
Right. At least,
Probably-
at least you
probably
had.
like ODs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, at least you. I thought you.
No, I'll give it all to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is very good.
It is good.
Yeah, we got to take it out for some good sushi, good sashimi.
You were talking about a good place downtown.
We have to go. We have to go. It's
And we're
called,
taking your mother.
we have
Yes.
to. This place is called Bar Decibel, and they actually serve Brooklyn Kura, and it's I think on the Lower East Side.
Okay.
All right. And it's dark and dank, and it's kind of hard to find, which gets hipsters even more excited.
Right. Their hipster
Right,
radar starts going
right,
off.
Right. It's kind of like a speakeasy. It's traditionally run. They're open, I think, from like 7 to 4 a.m. Very traditional. Amazing sake, amazing sushi, amazing sashimi. But they do a very kind of famous Japanese thing where they take blowfish tail. And if you all know that blowfish is extremely
Poisonous, yeah.
deadly. And they take the tail and they do basically a torched blowfish tail, and they put it in your sake, and you sip your sake.
It's like your toasted lemon when you have a.
Except the lemon's not going to kill you.
Hopefully this one either.
Didn't they serve that to you in the hospital?
My hospital food was very interesting. I would never.
Let's move on to
Hospital food.
Oh God. Okay.
See, the problem is I like aeroplane food.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo with that, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Love it. A little bit of salt and pepper, and you're good to go. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
We've talked about this before. You like really good ingredients, but very plain.
Yes, and I guess that's what aeroplane food is.
Right.
Exactly.
A nice moist salad and a dry,
Take that
crusty
little
roll.
tinfoil cap off
Yeah.
it, and it exposes mushy sweet potatoes.
I like that, and soggy green beans, which I don't like green beans, but aeroplane green beans,
That's
not
disgusting.
shabby.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
Any particular airline food? Any particular airline?
Oh, I like Virgin Atlantic.
Virgin.
Definitely.
Atlantic.
Yeah,
that's
or British Airways.
Okay.
Actually, BA, they're getting there. They're good.
Though when we flew, when we didn't have a whole lot of money.
Air India.
We still don't have a whole lot of money. Air India,
Really?
their curry,
Oh,
Really? Well, I hope so.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Phenomenal.
I would hope so.
The problem is, we used to fly from London to New York, but the plane started off in Delhi. So you'd have these passengers going from Delhi to New York. They've had 3 or 4 curries by the time they get to England. You get picked up, and you don't want to be on that plane until you can join them, and then everyone's happy.
Wait, you can't open a window?
You can try. Actually, we tried a few times.
That's like Eddie Murphy in
Golden Child.
Golden Child.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He said, "Do you want to try this?" No.
You want? No.
So
That's so funny.
So my hospital food wasn't too shabby. The first one, there's a really bad picture of me.
Yeah,
trying
but
to eat
yeah,
it.
we got it.
We got. So part of this podcast.
That was wrong.
Yeah, part of tonight's.
You
Yeah,
look like
put that
Popeye.
up.
You look like Popeye.
I feel like Popeye.
That we took a picture of that because we knew we were going to talk about it.
Yeah.
If you survived this thing.
Yeah.
You hadn't had surgery at this point. This was the first day of the accident.
And maybe I was peeing at the same time as eating. I have no idea.
You couldn't
It
feel
looks
anything.
like it, no.
That food was the most. So even as it was presented, Rich, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Did they draw those lines on the chicken?
I think so.
Sharpie maybe, right?
It came in this like weird plastic like thing that you'd have at camp,
Yeah.
and it was
Like a presentation did.
yeah, but
Ta-da!
it was like it was as if the food, the dish itself
Was a surprise.
was like pulled from the morgue.
Did
It was
from the crypt?
Yeah.
You don't have to be a foodie to say that was
No.
fucking gross.
Did they
That was
roll- did they-
absolutely? That was atrocious.
Did they roll it in on that like? It's almost like airplane food where the stewardess rolls out the trays and there's like, different levels of because they got to serve the entire hallway.
Right.
No.
And if you're diabetic or if you are
Right.
on
Chicken or fish
no.
reminds me of the movie Airplane.
You actually pre-order three different meals, your breakfast, your lunch, and
fancy.
dinner the day before.
ooh, exciting.
It was exciting. So they bring it in on a tray, and the freaking woman who's bringing my tray in, she's like, "I'm going to adjust your table trolley."
Oh dear God, yeah.
So she pushes a lever, the whole fucking thing backs down on my leg.
And that was the one thing that you said, like, please don't let this happen. Please don't let it happen. Please don't let it
She's
happen.
like, okay. But boom! I'm like, no!
Yeah.
So I guess after that, anything tastes good. But
That's like the scene out of Naked Gun with OJ.
Yeah.
Nordberg. And he crashes into his legs.
going up, going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying. I was trying to like adjust his bed, but I was so terrified the bed would start like clamshelling, like
Those jumping jacks.
right. Like everything was just. But that kind of inspired
us to do a bit of research on hospital food.
hospital food, and we actually have found some really, really interesting things about hospital food.
And you can go gourmet these days.
Absolutely.
At New York Presbyterian Hospital, they have quite the delightful menu,
Yeah.
including smoked salmon and prosciutto with melon and braised steak and all this.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you read into it a little bit more, and it's
There's a little
it's
caveat,
of $1,000 a night.
right? Which is
Is it covered by your health insurance?
No.
That's my question.
I'm
Don't you
sure.
think?
I'm sure. Maybe it's subsidized somehow, but
You gotta have
I
options.
also think I think that is wrong, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The whole point is to get you out of the damn hospital as quickly as you can,
Right.
so that we can have quick turnover.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
So let's treat the whole patient, right? If you know, like if you're fed well, you're happy.
If I'm fed better in the hospital than I am at home, I may want to stay in the hospital, though.
Correct.
I see your point.
I thought that's actually where you were going with it.
I you know what? I have been in the hospital. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital, and you could have fed me the best food in the world, and I want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because I can get good food outside that, right?
Right.
So, it was. So you want to treat the whole person to get better. Like, why is it a depressing moment that you are given this horrific food? And we found. Can I read this, Rich?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
All right. So this is out of NPR. This was on NPR.org. And this,
NPR standing for.
National Public Radio.
Thank you.
And this was basically it was titled "Not Your Grandma's Food," and this is for
why.
hospitals. According to the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, which put together a report on the 5 worst hospital food environments last month. This is not last month. This was done in 2012. So just so you know,
Probably got worse since.
The Chick-fil-A chain set up shop in several facilities, including Texas Medical Center, St. Luke's Hospital, and the Medical University of South Carolina University Hospital in Charleston. McDonald's has set up similar success getting established in hospitals with branches at the Children's Memorial Hospital Complex in Chicago, Illinois, and the Naval Medical Center in San Diego.
That's a hypocrisy.
That is just wrong.
There is a but there,
Okay.
especially with like a children's hospital.
Muck salad?
It's what you're used to, and if it makes you feel better, then great. But again,
If they're giving it to you, why am I leaving?
right, I don't want braised pork shoulder if I'm
Used to chicken
if
McNuggets.
I'm not used to that, right? So I get both sides of it, but fast food. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
so
problem.
it's and there's hospitals now that are doing holistic healing. Like they'll come up and do Reiki.
Right.
They
I had
want
that.
to. Did you have Reiki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of ours came over, she did it for like an hour.
No shit.
Yeah.
When?
Like 3 days after I was at hospital.
How'd it go? Oh yeah.
That's how it went.
I was offered.
Exactly how it
I was offered an hour's session afterwards in the bedroom alone.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
See what comes up.
Yeah, I mean, so you're treating people just outside of what their actual ailment is, and I think that's great. And you're seeing it more and more in holistic healing. And you found a hospital actually right
Near us in New Milford, and their whole thing is plough to plate. So they have a rooftop garden where they're producing all their own vegetables and herbs and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then they locally source their meats, and it's they're doing it well.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
idea.
It's
That's a great
just
idea.
Yeah.
so if you pull up the menu, this is New Milford Hospital. Oh, we're rogues on the road now, not Rouges. Rouges.
Oh, did I do that last time?
Rouges. Yeah.
Sorry. It must have been the beer before.
That's good. Yeah, just amazing menu. And they're very, the staff, the kitchen, the chefs are all deeply devoted to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
Smart.
they're supporting local.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes everything.
Get them healthy and get them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes you feel like you have some dignity.
Right.
Oh, I can actually pick from a menu
Right.
of really great food.
Right. And the same is available for their staff as it is for the patients.
As it should be.
Yeah, as it should be. Everyone should be get the same food.
Absolutely.
I was going to say the guy who invented the television that
Yeah.
you watch in the hospital, he originally was a patient in the hospital. I don't know what 60s or 70s, whatever it was. And it's like, how come I can't watch TV?
Right.
How come I only get 2 channels? And he created the company that now basically services every hospital in the country.
I'm not sure they've
And he
advanced on since, when was that, 1950s?
Well, the technology,
Right,
but the
right.
fact that you even
Right,
have one, because they didn't even have
right,
TVs in there
right,
at
right.
at one point. So
We do
it's
need
always
to. I hate hospitals.
yeah.
I quite enjoy them.
I know, but you
enjoy
like.
it?
I worked in a hospital for 5 years, loved it.
I
Yeah.
just God, I hate hospitals.
Come pamper me, but don't make me poop in the bed.
You like being at the hospital? Or you
I
like
know, I
going
just
to
like
the hospital?
I just, the smell and
Oh, check
people
this
are
out.
there.
Bleach?
People give a shit.
Yeah, this is kind of cool.
I hear
Day, Brewster firefighter, Brewster Fire.
Day is also
He's laughing out loud.
Yeah, he's on now.
that's also Ice Cube's cousin in Friday After Next.
Oh,
Day-Day.
really?
Yeah.
Day's awesome. Day, if you're listening, we need you on the show because you'd be great. Day.
My roof.
So he just posted it. It says here pinned comment, but I can't really comment. Greenwich Hospital gives lobster and steak dinner after you have a kid.
Oh, hell yeah. Congratulations. You should get champagne. You should get a
Yeah, you should.
cigar.
Yeah, there you go.
all of that.
But that's like
Bottle of wine.
Yeah.
what does that
To
take?
go?
Danny's saying true. That's awesome. And those little things, we got to start thinking out of the box to make you feel better as a whole.
Right.
Hospitals are terrifying. I was a kid in a hospital.
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
It was.
Yeah, being a kid in hospital.
I was in a ward. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like something out of
But surgery that you had back then, which took 2 weeks, you'd be in and out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonsils taken out?
so to speak.
Yeah.
I had
Just go.
Something was removed.
oh, ain't nothing was removed.
How's that ingrown town now these days?
Let's just say I had some childhood plumbing issues. Let's put it at that.
Fair enough.
Let's put it at that.
Fair enough.
And now he's got a dishwasher.
And yeah. That explains a lot. I'm all okay. Okay, I'm okay. All right, I'm happy.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I mean, it was. You know, I think we could do more as a whole, as a society, to make a hospital. Because if you make the person as a whole better, not just their ailment.
Totally.
And
But then, now you're talking about preventative. How about how do you get people not to even have to go to the hospital?
Exactly.
Wrap them up in a bubble.
Well, you know, feed them better food outside of the hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Promote, exercise.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Lifestyle, life habits. Yeah.
Don't walk on ice.
What did the cardiologist tell you at the hospital?
Don't walk on ice.
What did the cardiologist tell you at the hospital?
Don't walk on ice.
He said, "Don't fucking walk on ice.
That's right.
Don't
He went to
ever
s-
walk on ice again."
He went to school for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have told
Big
you
bucks. And he's having me back for a stress test in 2 weeks.
Oh man,
Yeah.
insurance companies making a killing.
Yeah. So we'll. I think this will be a to be continued, but I would like to. St. John's did a steak dinner and champagne 29 years ago.
Oh.
Head of the
Oh,
curve.
Jenny Hackett.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your son's 29? He don't look it, neither do you.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Maybe I'll just have a kid. We
Yeah.
don't have kids. Jen, if you're listening, we don't have kids. You get a steak and lobster. You know what? I'll make you steak and lobster.
There you go. Instead of the kid.
Save you a ton of money.
Save you 9
How
months.
about we do that? Oh my God. All right. So, wow. What an experience. I really don't want to go to the hospital. I'm just going to throw it out there.
All right.
So
I'll visit.
So you did a few things to keep you busy
Yeah.
aside from your private Reiki moments.
Yeah, that was over. People have been awesome. They bought us trays of food and cards and visits and 6-packs of beer and all sorts of stuff. So
And your colleagues came and visited you for
yeah,
lunch.
afternoon and south side and just people pick me up and take me to the movies and stuff.
That's why you're faking it.
Yeah.
You're faking it. You're
He's milking it. He's milking it.
That's right.
This is all a big elaborate hoax.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd rather be at work, mate. I tell you.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So and I'm not good at sitting still and all that jazz. But I've got really used to it. Done a bit of painting.
And you reached out to me one day, and you're like you said you were inspired to paint.
Yeah, I used to paint quite a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was taught art through school, so thought I'd put my hand to the brush a little further.
That's cool.
And a few strokes later, came up with a few things.
Can we put it up?
It's up.
There he is.
Where is it?
There it is.
So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So I worked on that for a couple of weeks and enjoyed that.
So that's like Van Gogh-esque, man.
Thank you, mate.
Still art by Richard Marshall.
That's what it is.
And you've got a few more pieces.
I'm working on another few, but I have got into the TV recently, which I never do. I hate TV.
Yeah, and I'm hearing more and more from you.
There is some good stuff on Netflix, mate.
soap operas.
Oh, Netflix is the shit, bro. You just
Ozark?
now?
Did you see Ozark?
I started watching
Oh,
it.
mate, that was addictive.
All right. What else? What else?
My wife and I got into Frankie and Johnny. That's freaking hilarious.
I haven't seen that.
Sneaky Peeks.
Don't know that one.
I don't know.
No.
How
Lilyhammer.
do you not? You're like Mr.
I know,
Pop
that's
Culture.
Netflix.
Come
I
on,
know.
man.
That's how much Netflix puts shit out. I
Yeah.
can't keep up.
Wow.
We're exactly the
Shit.
same.
Yeah.
You suggested Lilyhammer.
Oh my God, I love Lily.
Such a good show.
Love it.
A lot of subtitles. Right?
Yeah. Oh, Rosa said she loves your paintings.
Thank you, love. Subtitles.
Subtitles.
They take their toll after a while.
Have you seen it?
Lily-
Lucy? You
I
haven't
have not.
You
I
have
have
not seen it.
Lilyhammer.
Yeah.
No, have not.
Yeah.
And the Great British Baking Show. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's so friggin' English. And it's all these... It's a competition run by this woman whose name is Mary someone or other. And it's all this high-end baking. So I was a little inspired to do some baking the other day. I came up with some brandy snaps.
You
which,
mentioned that.
they were my favourite British biscuits growing up, so I threw some
Wait,
together.
there's no Marmite, right?
No, brandy.
Oh. We've got
A
it.
little bit of brandy.
Should I hold it up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
go for it.
They look like
They're supposed to be in rolls, but when you're standing on one leg in the kitchen, you
They're-
get what you get.
they're crispy.
Yeah, really freaking good.
So you made these?
I made these yesterday, yeah.
okay.
So
okay. Yeah.
You're baking.
I'm doing a bit of baking.
Wow. All right, so hold on. I'm gonna get up.
I like to cook.
All right.
So
What's your strongest dish?
I make a mean shepherd's pie, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm coming over.
I'll
Love
bring it
shepherd.
to you.
Yeah, I'm all about comfort food.
Oh, I love
comfort food.
Yeah.
So how are these made?
They are golden syrup, which is tough to get here. So I substituted this with some other kind of syrup.
Okay. I'm gonna crunch away.
Crunch away.
Yeah, really
From the.
loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna move
Really
away
loud.
from the microphone.
Butter, sugar, ginger, and brandy.
These are good.
Oh,
I almost want, and maybe it's because I'm American. I want a dipping sauce. I want to dip it in something.
a lot of people
Like
chocolate.
caramel chocolate.
Yes, or vanilla, like Cinnabon.
How about maple butter?
Damn, is that a thing?
How about maple bourbon bacon butter?
Is that a thing?
We're gonna make it a thing.
We'll make it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I feel like Andrew
my
Zimmern.
language.
You ever listen to Andrew Zimmern when he eats? You can hear it in the microphone.
I know. I don't give a shit.
I can't watch him because he eats weird shit.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, you can watch that? Like when he eats bugs and shit?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I won't eat them. You'll eat bugs.
Yeah. I'll give it anything. Go.
These are really good.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah.
Very good.
Bit of ice cream. You're laughing.
Yes.
So, chocolate sauce.
All right.
So yeah. So keeping busy with all that. There's a new TV show. I don't know if you saw it on Sunday
Okay.
called Deception. See that?
Okay.
The magician, the illusionist.
Gets hired by federal
FBI.
government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was an illusionist and well known, and he did a trick where he made an aeroplane disappear. So FBI had a hostage, and they caught the hostage, brought him in the aeroplane actually to Westchester Airport from somewhere.
Right.
And all these explosions went off. Next
Right.
thing they know, the fucking convicts disappeared, and so did the aeroplane. So they called in the illusionist because they knew he'd done this trick before, and he's solving crimes.
Wow.
Yeah, superb. Check it out.
So wait.
Sunday nights.
Sunday nights. What is it called?
It's called Deception.
Deception. I saw a quick commercial on it.
So good.
All right.
So
All right. Does this mean we have to break legs so we can watch all this stuff?
no,
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
There's ice outside right now, so.
DVR. Yeah, there
There
is.
is.
And there's more coming.
There is more coming. They're saying for next week too. Damn it. Yeah, I know.
So that's all I got, mate.
I think the painting's pretty cool.
Thanks, mate.
We have a couple of and if people want to purchase your paintings, we will what?
Accommodate?
Negotiate.
Are we gonna? Is there gonna be a show at the end of this?
You need a gallery. You should have a
I
gallery.
painted one fucking picture.
and it's fucking amazing.
I'll eBay it. Etsy.
Etsy. Okay. All right. I mean, these could fetch.
Start a bidding war on Instagram.
These could fetch like singles of dollars of bills. You know.
Move on.
All right. So we have an update.
Yes.
And,
Dum, dum,
and
dum.
Gypsy, is there a camera on you?
Yes, there is.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Because there better be
Hello.
a camera on you. Because we spoke last time about canned seafood,
Yes.
and so we have a couple of updates on that. I managed to find at Ace Endico and Brewster the actual.
Oh, that's what you had?
Oh, there you go.
This is it. This
Oh, wow.
this was like $4.99.
Ace?
Had it at a high-end restaurant in Buffalo.
$20
It was
bucks?
$18.99,
Ooh.
served with a lemon
Sucker.
and a piece of parsley.
Sucker.
Absolutely phenomenal. Is it upside down?
No. Is it?
It's upside down.
It's upside down. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, it was Spanish. It doesn't all look upside down.
It's not Japanese.
I turned it right side up. Phenomenal. And we actually brought it to Ibiza last week, and he like went into the kitchen for like 3 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
put in a ginger like sherry cider vinegar, a little bit of veg, made this like quick little tuna salad. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
So we can try that tonight. What do you have?
I have tonight. This is a childhood favorite that my mom put me on to. When I was 2 years old, I lived in a flat in London.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My parents produced a reggae concert called Reggae Sunsplash in the 80s.
How long were you there for?
6 months.
That's
They were there.
awesome.
They were there for the post production.
Yeah.
And it's my earliest childhood memory.
That's so
I
cool.
remember.
Really?
I remember getting on the plane. I remember the flat. I remember there was a broken phone. I used to always get on the counter and play with it.
That's so cool.
Earliest childhood memories.
Yeah.
So, one of the snacks my mom would always prepare for herself, and that eventually, kind of through osmosis, I adopted, was 3 ingredients: smoked canned oysters.
Smoked canned oysters.
All right.
By Bumblebee.
Anything smoked is amazing right then and there.
Ritz crackers.
Okay.
And the
Laughing Cow.
and I was trying to give it a quirky name, but anyway, Laughing Cow cheese. Now tonight we have the spicy pepper jack. Normally it's the original, the normal the regular cheese, but tonight we're gonna add a little spice to it.
Game on.
So yeah.
And this is one of your early.
Dude, this is
earliest
like I can't even express to you what this meal means to me, and the fact that I get to share it with you, one of you being a Brit.
This is my Marmite.
This is your Marmite.
Game on.
So I think we're gonna do this.
And absolutely.
Okay.
Are you nervous?
No. You know what? I actually quite like oysters. I'm more nervous about your tuna.
Well, that's
Oh, the sardines, are they?
no. It's white. It's belly tuna. I mean, it doesn't. It's,
I'm more nervous about your tuna.
but this is what we're gonna. This is. I've heard that before. Unfortunately. Oh my tuna. Oh yeah.
We're getting some.
All right.
we got some discount.
So what are we trying first? I say we go with your oysters.
All right.
Yeah, I do too.
I say we go with your.
So
oysters.
it's a very simple preparation. I don't have any plates, unfortunately. We'll use.
I've got to use that.
Oh, okay.
That
Okay,
totally
well,
works.
okay,
And
yeah,
that works.
This works,
Yeah.
right? All right. We'll use the top of the cheese. So basically, and usually what we would do is she'd get a small dish, and she'd spread out maybe 5 crackers, and you just place.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna prepare this as
Okay.
well too.
And I'm sorry for the people
I'm going to drink
listening.
sake.
I know. Drink some sake.
Thanks, mate.
Do you need more?
Yeah.
That sake's got me warm, man. It's good.
Yeah, I was really impressed. I actually have a warm version of the sake. I heated it up. If you guys want to try that too.
I think I do.
Try it all.
You want to try that too? Okay. All right. I'm gonna spoon this out while you're doing that. Oh, so these are great camping foods, by the way.
All
So
of this,
anything
yes.
canned, the cheese, great to go camping, great to
Do
go
you
backpacking.
have? I forgot a knife or.
I have a fork, my
That's fine.
friend.
That's
Look at
fine.
that. There you go.
Something with an edge.
These are really great foods to take camping, especially when you're in shitty weather, because it makes you. It's comforting.
I also see that Bumblebee tuna packets now have like 500 different flavors.
Yeah, they
It
do.
used to be regular and Caesar, but now I think they've branched out. So
Yeah.
that makes an exciting camping trip, don't they?
But if there's one little thing, if you do camp with this, and it, I get it. Like it's canned. Like how gourmet is it? It's phenomenal.
To a bear.
And to a bear and other critters, probably not a really good idea. So when we camp, if a lot of times we take this food, we'll take it with us, and but what we'll do with the cans themselves, if we have a campfire at night, we'll take the cans and we'll actually put them right in the campfire. And that will kind of cook and disintegrate anything in there, any flavors or anything like
And
that.
usually the can.
And the can, and then in the morning we'll just take it out with us, because we're obviously carry out. So if you do decide to go camp or backpack with like some of this high end canned foods,
Or even low end can.
or
food.
even low end, it's all bear bait. So make sure you
Set up the perimeter.
make sure you watch that, or put it in a campfire. Can I hand you these? Sure. Oh, damn, that looks amazing. They're bigger than I thought.
It's okay.
You got some big oysters there.
That's right.
They're bigger than I thought.
Thanks, mate.
Absolutely.
All right, and here's the tuna.
Game on.
I'll pass it around.
All right, remember it's tuna, so it's you'll be smelling it for a while. All right, I'm trying the oysters. I'm in.
That's fucking good.
It's good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's all good. Oh, dude,
Well done.
Right?
And so simple.
That's so simple.
well done.
Dude, you do that with your favorite beer
You're good to go.
all day. Your favorite TV program.
Or how about your
all day.
favorite hot sake?
That's right. Hot sake. Let's do it.
Next Super Bowl. Game on.
Man, that is so good.
I've never had it with this.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy.
That's the jerky, right?
Yes. Oh, this is good.
That's definitely jerky.
Oh, I'm in heaven right now.
I kind of want a bunch of those.
Dude, I literally can eat like 35 of these things.
That is really, really good.
And this is the canned tuna.
Canned tuna.
See, I like canned tuna.
And can I tell you guys, I cannot eat raw oysters. They disgust me. And anytime
really?
anytime I tell someone, you know, and it actually took me a while to realize that it was frowned upon. I was like, yeah, I eat canned oysters. And then the first reaction was like, ugh,
Canned oysters?
man, why wouldn't you get raw, fresh from this high-end restaurant, whatever?
Don't need to.
Don't need to. Fucking can't. Go down to the supermarket.
That's right.
And that tuna.
It's like
What do you
canned
think of the tuna?
The tuna's great, too.
Right?
You don't need much. You just need to pair it well with something. So either the cheese or, you know, Ritz crackers are so iconic.
Yes, they are. Perfect amount of salt.
All right.
I can eat an
Warm sake.
entire roll.
This is, say,
sorry.
an entire roll of Ritz.
Of Ritz.
Yeah, see,
Easily.
that's why I don't smoke pot.
I don't even have to have some pot.
Well, that's why
Just a bonus.
warm. It's a little different.
Yeah. A bit more flavorful.
Yeah.
I don't know how I prefer it. I don't know if I prefer it cold or I prefer it
Why don't
warm.
you start with it warm and let it go cold?
Oh, wow. That's...
I prefer cold. It's not bad.
Yeah.
The heat kind of subdues the flavor. It kinda
Yeah,
takes a
especially
while.
on the finish.
Yeah. For me, it's up front though.
Yeah, I think it's very upfront. I like it better. I like it better cold. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like it ice cold.
It's all
that-
good, though. No complaints. No complaints.
That is so good.
There we go.
I kind of want more oysters.
What else?
We're
we got,
gonna make
mate?
some more. Keep talking. I'll make some more oysters.
Oh, actually, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Part of my engineering duties.
With a bunch of power outages we've had, that's like your game on.
Yeah, the power outages.
Yeah. So here in New York, we over the last week we had 3 nor'easters.
Yeah.
Today being the 3rd, and apparently another one on the way. Up to 2 foot of snow in parts.
Yeah, I think I know my brother's up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and if he's listening, they're getting 2 feet plus.
Good luck, mate.
This is our 3rd storm.
And we had no power for a week.
No.
So
And we're
that
the
gets
same.
old.
At least you have a generator.
Yeah.
What did you guys do as far as?
We ran the generator for the first 4 days, which gave us light, a TV, and a DVD player. Without power, we have no running water.
Yeah.
We have no heat, so we had a fireplace going until we ran out of wood, and then we realised we were getting another 2 foot of snow coming in, so we bailed ship and moved into my in-laws for a few days.
That's smart, especially with your leg, man.
Yeah. And the wife could not be carrying me around, so they still had power, so we went down there for a few days.
Yeah.
Power came back on Saturday, so we moved back on Saturday, and yeah.
Have you guys had some fun? Like, what do you? We have a grill.
We do too.
So and
Barbecue.
we have a barbecue grill. It's a Weber, Gypsy's favorite.
Yeah.
Ours is hooked up full time to our natural gas line, so we never have to fill. Yeah, I know. So,
Charcoal's the way to go, man.
yeah,
We have both, but if you're gonna do like gourmet, like a whole roast chicken, I'm going with charcoal.
I agree.
Yeah,
and
or a
throw-
nice lamb for Easter. Going on the grill.
Going on the grill. Throw some wood chips on there
No,
sporadically.
well, you smoke every fucking thing. I don't like smoke, so
Well,
no,
you
no
just-
wood chip.
You don't like everything smoked? You just say you smoke freaking oyster.
It was very good, but I don't need anything in my life smoked.
Well, that's fine. Everything in life should be smoked.
Bollocks.
Gypsy agrees.
That's okay.
Rich Cider and Rosa. Rosa said deep fried oysters are the best. There's nothing better than a po' boy sandwich, deep fried oysters. Have you ever had one?
Yes.
Okay.
What's a po' boy?
Po' boy's a deep fried oyster sandwich.
I thought it was a kid who worked in a church.
Paul boy?
Oh, that's a poor boy.
Yeah.
No,
All right, I'm having another one,
me too.
and I don't know. Can you see it on the camera? I'm gonna put it.
I'll
up
try
there.
that too.
Yeah, we'll try it out.
There you go.
Smoked oysters.
Smoked oysters.
Rich Seidel said Rocky Mountain oysters. I've never done that.
He's just rubbing it in because he's out there.
Well, do you know what Rocky Mountain oysters are?
No. Oysters from the Rocky Mountain.
Yep.
Got it.
Those are really good. That is a party winner right there.
The spicy pepper jack.
I like it.
Blowing my mind. I literally have to run home to my mom.
Right.
Like, Mom, we just
My-
reinvented our favorite food ever.
This oyster was a little big and creamy for
Yeah.
me. It was a little bigger and creamier than the other one. I like a little smaller.
It's from a
I thought
can,
you
mate.
wanted a meatier.
Yeah, but damn, it's
Yeah.
good.
What's a blue bumble?
Rocky Mountain oysters are deep fried, sheep balls.
Oh. Are they really?
I've never. I got to be honest. And if Rich is listening,
How are they, Rich?
I've never tried them.
Yeah, how do those balls taste?
Salty.
Yeah. Balls are supposed to be very good. Whether it's calf or that's what they do at
High
the
in
end.
protein. Huh?
Or
Yeah.
pool boy.
Or well, those are oysters.
That's what they said about them.
Or-
They cut the balls.
I had to.
Poor
Rose is
boy.
laughing.
She's always laughing.
She's always laughing. She's our biggest fan.
Yep.
We love you, Rosa. Yeah. Rich, if
Yo.
you are listening, have you ever had Rocky Mountain oysters? I'd be willing to. I'm sure there's somewhere in the city that serves them, but I'd give them a try. Would you try them?
Try anything.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So did you cook at all during the storm?
We had a bunch, because of all my buddies, like pre-cooked meals and stuff for us.
Yeah.
Just before the power went out, we had a freezer full of crap. Oh, delightful stuff. So we busted out the grill, reheated eggplant parm and lasagna for 3 days, and
Yeah.
ordered pizzas and did all that jazz, you know. So,
I think that's what a lot of people did.
yeah, yeah.
And
I have a camping stove in the basement I could bust out. I also have a converter in my car that can plug in a coffee pot. So
that's the most important part right
Absolutely.
there. Coffee, if you can do like a little thing like that
Yeah.
during a long blackout, if you can have something as simple as coffee,
Yep. Makes your day,
makes
man.
your life a lot
Yeah.
better.
Hot water helps. Water helps.
Water helps.
Just for flushing the toilet.
Absolutely.
So,
When we first moved in, we used to have to go to. I mean, it sounds like something out of like, like some 1830s film or something, or show, or what was it, Little House on the Prairie? We had to go down to the lake and fill up buckets to bring up to our house.
Oh, my God.
To put in our, because we're on well water.
We're the same. We have a hot tub, which luckily was full this year.
That's
so
great.
we just dump our water
Yeah.
from the hot tub down the
Yeah,
toilet.
and not everyone has tubs anymore,
No, right.
so you can't fill up your tub.
Right?
You know, so yeah.
How'd you make out, Gypsy? Power?
Yeah, I did not experience any ill effects from the storms.
Yep.
I was working at my buddy's pizza shop in Yonkers, and they had a lot of down trees.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm making deliveries. I had to find alternative routes to
Yeah.
get to people's homes
That's
and
kinda
stuff
fun.
like that. And sometimes there was one moment that was a little scary because one of the street lights were out on this one road, and almost ran into a tree that had. Had come across the road, and it wasn't. I was, I don't know, 20 feet up, going 30 miles an hour, and thankfully, from my quick driving skills, I was able to get around it. But it was just like it was dangerous out there. It was really dangerous.
Some of the worst damage was lower Westchester.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
So closer to the city, not. I mean, there was a lot lot of damage up north of the city,
Right.
but. They're still, they're
still
still
out,
cleaning
right?
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
cleaning up, and we're ready for a next one.
Yeah.
So they're saying next Tuesday, Wednesday as well, again. So
Done.
Can't wait.
yeah. More stories to talk about. You just keep eating that, man.
The thing is, I don't eat them that often, but when I do, I tend to
Keep trucking.
overdo.
It's like Cadbury's mini eggs.
So I had a really cool dish this past weekend. We were up in Boston. If any of you are listening and you're from Boston and you're a foodie, or you like tapas, or you just want something different, you've got to find this restaurant. It's called Toro. It's right, I guess, Copley Square, Boston. Wicked awesome.
Wicked.
We went in, absolutely phenomenal tapas and great experience. Really traditional tapas. Not kind of American style tapas, but very traditional. Very seafood heavy. But one of the things that we had was roasted bone marrow. So it was basically a long, bone shank cut lengthwise, and it was roasted, and then on top of it was oxtail.
Ooh, oxtail.
Kind of like an oxtail ragu kind of thing.
Cool.
And toast points, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was a
Is
little
it like pate?
It's
Wait, what is pate? Is that bone marrow?
It's lovely. No, liver.
It's lovely. Hate.
It's liver. I love pate.
But you have to try.
Do you like liverwurst?
I like liverwurst, but I don't like liver. Like, again, going back to my
I
parents.
don't like liver either. I like pate.
Saturday morning, my parents, liver and onions. They
Mine
love
too.
that.
No, disgusting.
Oh,
Disgusting.
But
And
pate is
pate, and there's so much.
it's fatty, right?
Well, yeah. So pate is very high in saturated
Right.
fats, but it's such a broad
Spectrum, right?
Spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending upon what you're putting in it, whether
Right.
it's wild mushrooms,
Right.
what so it's a whole. I know.
I love
It's a whole range of. I think, you know what? Campbell's Meats, Matt Campbell, Campbell's Meats, Dobbs Ferry. I'm pretty sure they had some terrines there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal pate. England is so big on pate.
Yeah.
But it's a really, really broad. But it's a little. I would say marrow. Marrow. I love the taste of it. If it wasn't for the taste being so high,
It's gamey, is it?
it's not gamey at all.
No, it's not gamey.
It's hard to explain what it is. It's just a roasty yumminess, and it's like almost like butter on toast.
Ooh.
But the issue is, at least for me, just maybe it was a little close to your leg injury. Like I've.
What are you gonna say?
Felt like you were eating his bone?
Yeah, it was a little too Hannibal Lecter-ish for me. Like, it was too close to it. Like, I'm like looking at this leg. I'm like, wow, this is a big rod went through this.
right.
Like,
Squeezed it out at the end.
this might be a little too early for me, but
Did you contribute to his meal at all?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll ask my surgeon.
I'm like, oh, should I call? Does he need marrow?
yeah.
It's all the finest restaurants.
But it's phenomenal. So it's a little disturbing to look at.
Yeah.
But once you eat marrow, it's phenomenal. It's
Yeah, I tried it
absolutely
once.
phenomenal.
Didn't dislike it.
And but the coolest thing, which apparently is a big thing with tapas, but I haven't had it yet. The waiter says, "Would you like a sherry luge?"
Ooh.
And I was a little nervous.
Yeah, it sounds.
I was with my wife.
Did you have to go to the bathroom?
And this
first?
guy was definitely svelte and like I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, should I have a sherry?
Back to the piss now.
Google it.
Right. And I'm like, yes.
Urban Dictionary.
So I ate. So I it was all like brown on the inside and roasted and just so good. And I ate it all. And you bring the bone up to your mouth, and the waiter comes over with this like little pitcher of sherry, and he pours the sherry down the bone in
Marrow.
your mouth, and it picks up some of the residual kind of roastiness.
That's awesome.
Holy shit! It was phenomenal. It was absolutely.
Make me
phenomenal.
want some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll try.
That was
That's
a great
some interesting
experience.
stuff.
That was a great. Yeah. If you get a chance to do it and you can get over kind of the visual of it.
Yeah.
And the name of it on the menu?
Yeah. But phenomenal. I think you would love it.
I've had it once before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like different meats and cuts
Yeah.
and food to play with.
Yeah. Even,
That's cool.
Jenny was saying, I was so excited you mentioned me. Yay.
Pate is chicken,
course we're gonna-
liver, or goose.
There you go. Goose liver.
Yeah.
Or duck.
Pork.
Yeah. If you're Hannibal Lecter, well,
Cumin.
the world is your oyster.
Effing Shay.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you. Not a smoked oyster. Clary's.
Great.
All right, so
We're gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap some just real quick. Maple sugaring's happening right now.
It is.
I know there's.
Although, would it have slowed down now? The evenings are colder again.
Evenings are cold.
It was flowing
days are
a
warm.
week or two ago.
It was flowing. I know people are upset that winter is still back. It's not. Spring is coming, and maple sugaring is the best way to make you feel like spring is around.
Right.
And we go to a place. Where's it?
Taconic Outdoor Education Centre.
Yes.
And they do a maple syruping program annually. Unfortunately, you missed it for this year.
Yeah.
But really good. They do a whole maple breakfast and.
But get outside, especially if you're from the area. You're up in the Northeast. Just type in maple sugaring. There's so much going on right now.
Crown Maple, they always do a huge event.
Yep.
And restaurant, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot happening. We're gonna wrap things up. Big thanks to Brooklyn Kura. Thank you.
and Putnam Hospital. You were awesome.
You suck.
They were awesome.
Oh, no, the food sucks. Sorry.
that's
They're
right.
awesome.
Rich love the food.
That's right.
Yeah. Big thanks to Chris at Diner Brew Company.
Yes!
If you get a chance, go up to Brew & Co. Grab some cider,
And some bumblebee oysters.
and bumblebee oysters, Ritz crackers, Ortiz, tuna,
Laughing cow cheese.
laughing cow cheese.
And bake yourself some brandy
there,
snaps.
there you go. Make sure
Get baked.
you follow us on
Instagram,
Facebook, and Rich is back,
and we love you.
and we love you. Thank God you're back, Rich.
Cheers. Good
We'll
to
see
see
you
you.
guys in 2 weeks.
Take care.
Take care. Love everyone.
Peace
Thank
out.
you. Bye.
This is Rogues on the Road with Matt Froman and Rich Marshall, where we talk food, travel, craft beverages, and everything in between.